Let the produce grow high, and let's make 2-block high crops in Minecraft. New topics added to the Forge and Fabric courses, such as tameable and rideable entities, projectiles, throwable projectiles, and boats, as well as first steps to biomes and dimensions. Courses linked in the description below. Alright, friends, back in Challenge once more, and in this tutorial, we're going to be adding 2-block high crops to Minecraft, a highly anticipated topic, and let's just jump right in. So in the custom package, we need a new custom class. This is going to be the corn crop block over here, which will extend the crop block class. So this is going to be very similar to the tomato crop. Of course, a few differences. Let's hover over this grid constructor matching super. And first and foremost, we're going to need a few things. So the way that I'm going to do this, I'm going to be copying over sort of method by method-ish, writing out some methods and copying over some other things. Do keep in mind that all of the code is available to you in the description below in the GitHub repository, so you should have no issues following along. I will try to explain best I can, and let's just jump in. So first of all, we have two public static final integers. The first one is the first stage max age, and then the second stage max age. The idea of the corn block is, of course, that we have 2 blocks. So if I were to represent this in here, right, we have the first block and then a second block that spawns as soon as the bottom block is at its max age. So in total, if we take a look at the in property, you can see that the minimum is 0 and the maximum is 8. The bottom block should never reach value 8, and the top one will ever only be the max age in this case. If you want a different max age for the second one, so for example, if you wanted to have a max age of like 2 so that the top block could also grow, then you'll need to do some major remodeling of the class. However, it should really be only Java knowledge, so with a bit of Java knowledge, you should be absolutely good to go. And then there's one really important thing, and that is in the crop block class, we want to middle mouse button click on this, and we want to copy over the voxel shape array right here, the age to shape, because the max age of the normal crop block is 7. However, if we do 7 plus 1, that's going to be 8. We actually need to change this. And if I change the way that this is displayed, you will see why. Because each time it creates a cuboid shape. That's awesome. This is the outline that you see when you hover over a block with a crosshair. However, it stops at 7. So the idea is that 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what happens if we were to pass an 8? Well, of course, 8 doesn't exist in this array, so it doesn't work. Therefore, we're going to just duplicate the last cuboid over here. That's basically just a full block, as you can see. So what changes here is just the height of the block. Nothing too crazy, and that is an important thing. And to basically use this, we also want to override the getOutlineShape method and basically simply return the age to shape over here, passing in this .getAge, passing in the state from the parameter right here. There you go. And then a couple of methods that we've seen previously. So this is going to be the append properties method, which of course is going to call builder.add and then the age property right here. We also want to override the getAge property method. We also want to override the getSeedsItem method. And we also want the getMaxAge method. There we go. Age property is, of course, just the age property. Fair enough. The seed item, once again, we're going to make a deliberate error right here so we don't forget to add this. And then the max age is the first stage max age plus the second stage max age. And then we get to the methods that are, well, specifically for this. So one method that I'm going to copy over is going to be the canPlaceAt method. Now, this method specifically is for the fact that we will be able to place down the seeds into dirt or rather farmland, but also it allows the top block to survive above itself as long as the block in the bottom here is of age 7. That's the whole idea of this, and that is basically what the canPlaceAt method does. And then there's two quite important methods. The first one is the applyGrowth method, and the other one is going to be the randomTick method. There we go. Let's first of all take a look at the applyGrowth. We're going to actually type this out. So the idea is that we're going to have a next age. This is going to be the current age, right? So we're going to get the age of this particular block state plus the actual growth amount. That's going to be this.getGrowthAmount passing in the world. So this applyGrowth method, in theory, should only ever be called when you right-click this particular block with a bone meal. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, what is the max age, right? And we're just going to say this.getMaxAge. Fair enough. And the idea is the following. If the next age is bigger than max age, we're just going to restrict it. So then next age is equal to max age. Idea being that we're sort of saying, okay, next age, if for some reason the growth amount is too much, right? And we would be at age 9, for example, we would then cap it at the max age. That's pretty much all we're doing with this if statement. This is the normal thing that you see in the normal growth, apply growth method in the crop block as well. However, now the next lines are not. So here we want to make sure that if the bottom block is now targeted and it is already at age 7, we will then want to spawn a block above it. Otherwise, we're just going to make sure that the age is properly set. So the idea is that this is going to be this.getAge. So we're going to get the current age of this particular block that we've just right-clicked. If this is equal to the max age of the first stage and this is also quite important, we're going to get the block state of at this particular position up by 1, because of course we want to spawn something above this block. And if that is of blocks.air, right, meaning basically we can actually place something there, then we will actually spawn our block above it. So this is going to be world.setBlockState at the position.up1, of course. And then this is just going to be this.withAge, and then passing in next age, and then flags 2. Now, why next age? Well, in theory, the only time this is ever going to happen is when the current stage is already at max age, and the growth amount, if we middle mouse button click on this, you can see it's always at least going to give us a 2. Therefore, the next age is always going to be max age in this case. Keep in mind that this doesn't have to necessarily be the case, especially if you play around with those numbers. That's what I said, right? Most of this is pretty much just basic math. None of this is crazy. However, if you do change those numbers significantly so that the second stage, for example, can grow in different stages as well, then you will, of course, need to, well, change quite a few things. And then there's also going to be an else, of course, because, well, maybe we are just right-clicking a block that is not yet in fully grown, then we just want to increase this particular one by, well, a certain amount. So we're going to set the block stage of this position with this.withAge. However, we're going to take next age -1. Reason being, worst case scenario, we would actually, with the growth amount, maybe this is like a 5. So maybe we are setting the bottom one to 8, and this ensures that this never happens, because next age is maximally ever max age itself. And if we then do -1, we will never reach the age of 8. That's the general idea here. And then for the random tick method, I will actually be copying over the contents, but we'll go through them. So the first one here is just, hey, is the light level over here over 9? Fair enough. Then we're going to get the current age over here. And we're saying, okay, this has to be lower than the max age. Otherwise, we're not even going to tick. That makes a lot of sense. F right here is just the available moisture. I'm not 100% sure what this does, but basically you can see it sort of bounds the randomness over here, so it changes the randomness. So probably something like if there's more moisture, then the likelihood of this particular thing happening is increased. And then once again, the custom stuff. So if the current age is equal to first stage max age, right? So if the bottom block is at its highest age that it could be, and the block above it is air. As you can see, we're just sending the block above it to the new block again. So this is going to be the second block. And then otherwise, we're just increasing the current age by 1. That's all we're doing. And that's pretty much all that is happening here. Right, and this is how I found this to work pretty well, all things considered. Now, there might be some other ways to do this. Absolutely. I will not say that there aren't. There probably are. But yeah, then the rest here is just the quote-unquote normal stuff that we need for the custom crops. So there's going to be the corn crop. And similar here, this is going to be the corn crop. Once again, with registry.register, because we do not want a block item for this. And this is going to be the corn crop block right here. Copying wheat is totally fine. We can then go to the items and create the items. Now, in this case, this is actually going to be 2 items because we want both the corn seeds as well as the corn itself. So we're going to get the corn seeds here first. Then it's going to be the corn seeds. And of course, changing the name here, corn seeds. This is the alias block item that's correct for the corn crop. And then here we have corn. Absolutely freaking fantastic. And that is going to be just a normal item here in this case. I think that's going to be fine. We could also add some custom food components. I think in this case, we can keep that out of this. But in theory, very easily done to just add some custom food components as well. And then you have some corn to eat as well. All right, then let's go to the mod client over here because that's quite important. The crop, of course, needs the corn crop get cut out render layer again. And then also, actually, let's go then to the group over here, because otherwise I might just forget this. It's going to be the corn and the corn seeds. And then we can fix the error right here, mod items dot corn seeds right here. And with that, we have this done. So we can now go to the assets folder for both the textures as well as the translation. So translation, of course, pretty self-explanatory over here. And when it comes to the textures, most of this is pretty self-explanatory as well. Let me just copy over these ones. So the idea, of course, is that the bottom texture or the bottom block is going to grow to this. And then the top one is always going to look like this. Now, please, I know those textures are breathtaking in maybe the wrong way that they should be, but I did make them myself, so, you know, it is what it is. That's why I usually have someone to make my textures for me. But for the demonstration of this, it's going to be totally fine, okay? We're going to get the corn over here as well to the item. There you go. So that's going to be the corn textures. And with that, we only need data gen. Now for this, once again, I will actually be copying over the data gen loot over here. Now the reason for this is because I have two different ways that you can do this. So you can see the any loot condition right here. If I were to do it like this, then I would actually get a drop from the corn crop if the age is 7 or if the age is 8. So this is a possible way that you can do this. You know, with certain crops, you might want to do this. If you absolutely don't want to do this, you can pretty much just copy over the one from this one, right? So I could also just do this. Let's actually just like, this is going to be the builder 2 here as well. And this is then going to be the corn crop block.age over here. And this is the corn crop. There you go. And I'm just going to comment this out. So if you only want this to drop from the top one, then you can choose this one instead of this one. I just wanted to basically show both of them, and I think that this is actually going to be pretty interesting, even though I do agree that right here, probably no corn is going to drop from this, but, you know, just in this example, I think that that's going to be okay. Model provider, well, luckily, it is as simple as just duplicating this one and saying this is the corn crop, and of course, changing this one as well. This is extremely important to change the age, and then this goes also to 6, 7, and 8 over here, also quite important. And then here we just need the corn. Now this is not going to be handheld. This is going to be generated for the corn. There you go. Because of course the seeds are going to be generated automatically via the register crop method call. Yeah, and those are actually all of the steps that we need. So we can now go to data generation and let that run through. And once that is done and all of our JSON files are generated, we can then jump into the game and let our 2 high block crop grow. Alright, found us back in Minecraft, and as you can see, the corn seeds have been added, and I can plant them, and if I grow them over here, you can see they are growing totally fine. Maybe a little bit slower than you might expect when you're using bone meal here, but as soon as they reach age 7, if I right-click them again, bam, there you go, we got another one on top, and that is the 2 high block crop, and if I switch to survival mode over here, I can harvest the top one, or I can also harvest the bottom one. As I've said, this is also going to drop corn. It's not the most realistic thing in the world, but it does work. And yeah, you can basically just grow them over here, and there you go. That is going to be 2 block high crops in Minecraft. And that's already it for this tutorial right here. But next time in this video, we'll also add a custom flower, including the pot. Hope to see you there. So yeah.